Hello students, today we are going to discuss about types of immunity. But before we start, we should know what is immunity. Immunity is a resistance power exerted by host against infection or disease. Immunology is the science that is concerned with immune response to foreign challenges, and these responses are used to resist infection. Actually, immunity or immune system distinguish between self and non-self component of the host body, and it exerts biological, chemical and physical response against non-self molecule. If we move to the type of immunity, immunity are basically of two types. One is called innate immunity and another one is called acquired immunity. Innate immunity is a immunity we are having since birth. So it is called inborn immunity or it is called natural immunity. Actually, innate immunity is due to the genetic factor which we are inherited by birth. While acquired immunity, name itself suggests that immunity we get after exposed to the infection. We fight against that infection and then we get the immunity. So with experience we get the acquired immunity. Again, acquired immunity is divided in two categories. One is called active immunity and another one is called passive immunity. In case of active acquired immunity, host itself fight against infection, produce antibody and immune component, and then it will get immune. While in case of passive acquired immunity, the ready-made antibody are introduced into the host body, means host is not fighting or actively participating in the immune response. Ready-made antibody will provide immunity to the host. Again, whether it is active or passive, it can be natural or artificial. In natural active immunity, we literally get infected by pathogenic organism and then we get the immune power. In artificial active immunity, vaccines are available in the market which is injected inside the host, and those organism or those component provide immune capacity to the host and they will be activating our immune system and we get immune power. In case of passive natural immunity, maternal antibody transferred from mother's milk to the child will provide immunity, while in case of artificial passive immunity, immune antibody or immune sera are introduced into the host as a remedy or as a therapy to fight against certain infection. So, if we look to the detailed classification of the innate or acquired immunity, innate immunity are of again two types, non-specific and specific immunity, which can be studied at species, racial or individual level. Specific immunity again can be studied at species, racial or individual level. Acquired immunity again of two types, active and passive, natural and artificial in both the category. The first type is called innate or natural immunity. It is the resistance of infection which an individual possesses by virtue of his genetic or constitutional makeup. That means that our gene or our immune power is decided by the genetic factor of the human being. It is different for each and every individual. Repeated exposure to the pathogen does not enhance innate immune system. Means, in case of acquired immunity, if we get repeated exposure due to the experience against fighting that, our acquired immunity get enhanced or get better with time. But in case of innate immunity, no matter what time we are exposed, our innate immunity level will remain the same. It will not boost up, it will not go down. Innate immunity is again of two types, non-specific and specific immunity. In non-specific immunity, when it indicates a degree of resistance to the infection in general, means any foreign particle, when it is introduced in our body will respond in the same manner to that foreign material. Means anything which is foreign will be treated in the same way. That is called non-specific innate immunity. In case of specific innate immunity, where the resistance to the particular pathogen is concerned, means to some pathogen the level of immunity may be different with the other pathogen. Innate immunity may be considered at three different levels: species level, racial level and individual level. The first level is called species immunity. The resistance or susceptibility, that is called lack of resistance to infection, can be different from one species of animal to the other. Means if we are susceptible to certain pathogen, it is not so that the other animal are also susceptible to the same pathogen. Means those disease which occurs to human, they are not supposed to occur to the other animal or plant or other organism. It refers to the total or relative refractoriness to the pathogen shown by all member of species. If I say that we are susceptible to malarial parasite at species immunity level, means all human are susceptible to malarial parasite, but we are unsusceptible to all plant pathogens or any other pathogen which cause disease to many other animal but not us. The next level of innate immunity is racial immunity. Within a species, different races may show different level of susceptibility. This is known as racial immunity. Such racial differences are known to be genetic in origin. Means due to the change in genetic makeup, different breeds or different races will show different level of susceptibility to particular infection or particular disease. For example, there is a high level of resistance found in Algerian sheep against anthrax, while the other sheep are susceptible to the anthrax infection. The susceptibility of tuberculosis, this is the human example. The race which is found in USA, they are called Negroid, the black people, right? Not particularly to the color, but we generally know them as a Negroid, right? They are more susceptible to the tuberculosis infection. Means there are more chances to occur tuberculosis in Negroid races rather than the Caucasian, the one which are white in skin color, they are called Caucasian. They are less susceptible to tuberculosis. Same way, the genetic resistance is found in certain part of the Africa against the Plasmodium falciparum malaria. Malaria are of two types, Vivax and falciparum. So Plasmodium falciparum, right, is one type of malaria, and some people of the Africa and Mediterranean coast, right, they have abnormal RBC, they are sick-like, and they prevent the infection of malarial parasite. Means there are less chances of malarial infection. The third level of innate immunity is individual immunity. It is the immunity exhibited by different individuals in the same race. It is known as individual immunity. Depending upon the genetic makeup, age, food habit, right, and environment, the level of individual immunity is different from one person to the other person. The next type of immunity is acquired immunity. This immunity refers to the resistance that an individual acquired during his lifetime. Means as we grow old, we get exposed to different infections. During that experience, we develop immunity, and that immunity is called acquired immunity. Acquired immunity is of two types: active immunity and passive immunity. Active acquired immunity is induced after contact with foreign antigen. Until and unless we are not exposed to pathogenic organism, we don't get that immunity. That is why it is also known as adaptive immunity. It involves the active functioning of host immune organ, immune component, they are called immune apparatus, leading to the synthesis of antibody and the production of immunological active cell. Active immunity are of two types, natural and artificial. Natural active immunity results from the real infection acquired by host during the course of life. Such immunity is usually long lasting, but the duration varies with the type of pathogen. The immunity is lifelong, following many viral diseases such as chickenpox and measles. Once we get this infection, we will not have the same disease again in the lifetime. Means once we are exposed, we will get lifelong immunity. While certain active immunity are short-lived, like influenza infection or common cold, in which we will be having repeated infection or repeated diseases, occurrence of diseases, because that immunity is short-lived. In some infection like syphilis and malaria, the immunity to reinfection lasts only as long as the original infection remains active. That means once you are having malaria, there are no chance of happening that malaria again until and unless that organism is there in your body. But once you are cured of that infection, there are all the chance that you will have again infection. Once the disease is cured, the patient becomes susceptible to the infection again. This special type of immunity is known as infection immunity or prenumination. Prenumination means that once you are harboring that pathogen, you are safe. Once you are cured from disease, you are susceptible again. Artificial active immunity. In this concept, vaccines are designed. Vaccines are actually live or killed culture of organism of the same pathogenic species which cause actual disease, but they are attenuated, means disarmed or killed, and this preparation are injected in the body of the host. This killed organism or attenuated organism, they behave as an actual pathogenic organism, activate our immune system, cause it to respond against it, and that response will help us to fight against actual infection. So such type of immunity is called artificial active immunity. Vaccine are preparation of live or killed organism or their product used for immunization. The process of providing vaccine is called immunization. Vaccine are made with either live attenuated organism, killed organism, microbial extract, means you kill them, you lyse them, and then you provide an extract, or conjugate vaccine, that is the genetically engineered vaccine produced during the lab treatment, and inactivated toxoid, that is the protein toxin which are inactivated. Example of such vaccines like bacterial vaccine, that is BCG, fighting against tuberculosis given in the live form, cholera vaccine, killed cholera organism are provided, typhoid vaccine, that is a subunit vaccine, and tetanus toxoid, which is a actually inactivated toxin introduced and produce antibody, and those antibodies are used. Viral vaccine, again three type, live, killed and subunit. Live vaccine, example oral polio vaccine called Sabine. Same polio vaccine again given in the form of killed form, that is injectable polio vaccine, that is called Stock. So this is important. Polio vaccine are of two types, live and killed. The one which we take orally in the form of drop is Sabine vaccine, Certain subunit vaccines are also popular among viruses, that is hepatitis B vaccine. The next type of immunity is passive immunity. The passive immunity that is transferred to a recipient in the form of ready-made antibody, means host need not to fight against infection and produce antibody. Antibody are produced in animal or other human being, are extracted, purified, and then they are introduced into the host. Here the recipient's immune system play no active role. There is no lag or latent period in passive immunity. Immediately you will get the immunity against pathogen. The protection being effective immediately after passive immunization. There is no negative phase. Negative phase is a situation when antigen or pathogen is present in your blood but there is no antibody against them is present. The immunity is transient. Transient means it is available for short period of time. As soon as those antibodies are degraded in your body, there is no immunity available. There is no secondary type of response in passive immunity. This is important. In case of primary and secondary response, the primary response, it is the response generated against the pathogen for the first exposure. Our body produce memory cell. Those memory cell will help in the second time infection, means that pathogen when it comes again in your body, those memory cell will give you fast and high level of response compared to the primary response. So the level of response is quite high, vigorous and fast in case of secondary response. This is not the situation in passive immunity. Main advantage of passive immunity is it will give you prompt immune response, which are provided by adequate amount of antibody present in your serum. Certain diseases like tetanus, diphtheria, botulism, rabies, hepatitis A and B, they don't give chance to fight against that disease. Before that, they are so lethal or fatal that the patient will give up. So in that case, the passive immunization is best way to achieve the immunity. Passive immunity again are of two types: natural passive immunity and artificial passive immunity. Natural passive immunity is provided by mother's milk. Mother's milk has got immunoglobulin A, IgA. These antibody in the form of human colostrum, they are rich in IgA. When it pass to the newborn baby during lactation, they provide the immunity to the child. Such preparation are also available as an artificial preparation. They are called artificial passive immunity. The antibody are produced in animal or other human being. The serum is purified and that purified serum is introduced in the form of immune sera or pool sera in the form of the treatment against many popular diseases like tetanus. Artificial passive immunity is resistance passively transferred to the recipient by administration of prepared antibody. Although this type of immunity is immediate, but it is short-lived and lasts only for few weeks to few months. The agent used for this purpose are called pooled human gamma globulin or pooled human antibody. They are also known as hyperimmune sera, which are obtained from animal or from other human being, or sometimes they are convalescent sera. They are used as a prophylaxis and as well as therapy. Prophylaxis means the treatment which is given before the occurrence of the disease, and therapy is the treatment given during the continuity of the disease. So if we want to summarize or compare between the active and passive immunity, active immunity and passive immunity are of two types, natural and artificial. Active natural immunity is during the clinical exposure, or you can say subclinical infection will give you that immunity. Artificial immunity is obtained with the help of vaccination, whether it is live, killed or subunit vaccine. Passive immunity, natural passive immunity is transferred from mother to the child through the placenta during the gestation period and through the milk after the birth. Artificial immunity is immune sera or immune cell provided to the patient during the therapy or as a prophylaxis. In case of active immunity, host immune system actively participate to produce immunity, while passive immunity ready-made passively provided to the host. In case of active immunity, it is induced during the infection. In passive immunity, ready-made antibody are transferred. Active immunity is quite durable, while passive immunity is transient and less effective. Active immunity produces memory. Passive immunity does not produce immunological memory. Booster doses are required for active immunity. There is no booster dose designed for passive immunization. Negative phase may occur in active immunity. There is no negative phase in the passive immunity. Active immunity is less effective for immunodeficient patient, and passive immunity is best treatment for immunodeficient patient. So this is all about types of immunity.